Then hello once again, dear colleagues, and welcome to the Blasting webinar with the release of version 3.5. This is the final version that is going to be released during the year of 2021. And let me introduce myself to those who are not yet acquainted with me. My name is Pavel. I'm International Sales Director of Eocortex, responsible for international sales. And today we'll go through the features that are going to be released in the version 3.5. And just to get acquainted a little bit more with each other, please send me your reactions, send me information about yourself in the chat. Please write or type 1 if you already know Eocortex, if you already have experience with our product, if you have installed projects based on Eocortex, and type 2 if you are completely new to our solutions and if you are just investigating, just checking out information about Eocortex products right now. And it would be also useful to know for how long have you been working in this industry, in the industry of video surveillance, CCTV, and artificial intelligence. Okay, I can see your reactions. Great. So first of all, a few organizational points just to make our webinar, our event more organized. Let me highlight 4 points over here. So first of all, questions. We will be happy to provide you with answers to your questions during the webinar and after the webinar. Please write your questions into a specific tab which is dedicated to questions, the tab called questions on the top right corner of your screen. So there is a chat box where you can send me reactions, and there is also the tab for questions separately. So that we don't miss any questions of yours, please write your questions into the according tab. And please stay active in the chat. Let us know your opinion about new developments about the product. And you can also share your ideas, which could be included in our further developments. We'll be also happy to receive your reactions, like the flame icon. And stay tuned till the end of the webinar. As promised, we will have the giveaway by the end of this webinar, and you will be able to receive Eocortex licenses, the top-notch licenses with full functionality, with intelligent modules that you can use for your demo systems, try it out, arrange internal training based on these licenses, or install it into your projects. So the licenses will be completely free, provided completely free of charge. Just stay till the end of the webinar, and we will arrange the giveaway. All right, now let's proceed to the plan of our event. First of all, we will inform you about the developments that are included into the new version 3.5. Those developments will be related to all major aspects that we focus on. First of all, that is performance of our product. That is multiplatformity of our product, so that you would be able to work to operate with various platforms with your video surveillance systems that are based on Eocortex. Of course, new integrations for your comfort use of Eocortex within other third-party systems, and new video analytics intelligent modules that we've developed, and some of them the existing ones that we improved in the version 3.5. And apart from that, we will also announce the new product, completely new product, which is Eocortex Union. We will also let you know about the promotions that we are running right now, and they will be available to you till the end of this year, until the 30th of December 2021, so that you could get Eocortex licenses at most affordable prices and gain more profit with it and be more successful with Eocortex. And of course, the promised giveaway, which will be arranged by the end of this webinar. right? During this webinar, well, I'll be holding this webinar, and apart from that, I'll be supported by my colleagues. First of all, Alexi. He's the head of the development team that works on the modules of video analysis. He will hold the second portion of this webinar, describing the intelligent modules that were developed and modules that were improved within the version of 3.5. So actually, this is a great chance to share your feedback on the analytics that is developed by Eocortex, and also share your ideas, what you would like to see, what you would like to have in Eocortex to be more successful with it. So guys, if you have any projects, ongoing projects, or projects in the past, or projects to be implemented where you have sophisticated tasks that are to be solved by artificial intelligence, please share these tasks and share your requirements with Alexi in the same chat box, and we'll be happy to investigate those requirements. Dmitry Loginov had to take part in this webinar. Unfortunately, he's ill at the moment, so we will wish him strong health and fast recovery. And I will handle his part of the webinar, which is related to the promotions and the giveaway. All right. Since this is an open webinar, most of you guys already know Eocortex, but there are some participants who are completely new to Eocortex. So let me take a few minutes to give general information about the company, who we are, what we do, what kind of product is it. So Eocortex is one of the leading developers of video management software for IP cameras, for IP camera systems, as well as we do develop video analytics or intelligent modules that are assigned to resolve various tasks of end users, industries, businesses with help of the video surveillance systems. We have the history of 12 years operating on the market of video surveillance. So far, we operate within more than 85 countries. We have partners and projects that are implemented in more than 85 countries around the world. And it is more than 15,000 projects so far, projects from one camera to several thousands of cameras. And the variety of vertical markets is really diverse, from private users, private houses, to safe cities, big logistics centers, retail, and others. And it is more than 1 million cameras already that are operating around the world with help of Eocortex. All right, and one of our strategic directions for our company when we develop our product is the video surveillance without the need to watch the screens with the footage of from video cameras. And according to that, we develop our product. First of all, those are the modules of video analysis that allow you to get information from your video surveillance system, notifications, without the need to approach your workstation and getting behind the monitor. You can get all the information from your video surveillance system easily with help of mobile applications. We've integrated chat messengers and arrange chat bots so that you can get information from your video surveillance system from regular applications that you daily use. And one of the newest developments is Eocortex Voice Assistant. That is an assistant that allows you to also get information and request for information from your video surveillance system with the help of mobile application by voice. Right, so far within the year of 2021, we've released 3 versions: 3.3, 3.5, 3.4, and 3.5. And today is the release of the final version of Eocortex for the year of 2021. So let's take a closer look what is there and what set of developments is included into this version. We call this version as an extending of boundaries. And why is that? While developing this version, we focused basically on all major aspects that are related to our product and to video surveillance systems. First of all, that is the set of developments that is related to video analytics, because that is one of the major aspects that we focus on while developing our product, apart from the video management software functions. Then we've also included integrations to make it more comfortable, more easy, more flexible for you to install and to work with Eocortex while combining it with third-party systems. Eocortex also focuses on large-scale projects. So we have a set of developments that are related to operating with enterprise-level critical infrastructure and large-scale projects in general. And of course, to make it more convenient for you to operate with Eocortex and to be more flexible on the market, we focus on multiplatformity or cross-platformity. While you can use Eocortex not just on Windows-based systems, but also on Linux, and combine those together within one multi-server configuration, for example. And the set of development that is related to mobile applications and web applications. And the final one, but also one of the most important aspects for us, is the ease of use of our product. So Eocortex being professional video management software with a good set of intelligent modules, we still make it as easy as possible for you to use this product, to install it, to deliver it to the customer, to operate with it, and of course to provide after sales maintenance and service of our product. And once again, to highlight certain organizational points, please proceed with your questions in the question tab. And I can see your reactions in the chat. So we'll be happy to provide answers to all of your questions during and after the webinar. And there is my team in this webinar monitoring the chat. We have engineers and we have sales team and marketing team who are waiting for questions and are ready to provide you with answers. Send me more of your reactions and stay tuned till the end of the webinar. We'll arrange the giveaway. So let's roll. And the first set of developments is related to the performance of the product. We enhance the functionality and performance of your video surveillance by introducing the 4 streams that you can get from video camera right now into Eocortex. How this development could be a cost-effective solution for your systems, for your servers. First of all, there is improved software performance. Secondly, now you would be able to select more streams from your video cameras, and you can select the optimal ones, use them wisely for video analytics or for recording or for live view within your workstation or mobile applications. Let's take a closer look. As you know, Eocortex always provided you with the possibility to have 2 video streams. And usually the first stream was the main stream of highest resolution, so that you could keep your recordings at the best resolution for further investigation of things happening within your video surveillance system, within your premises. And the alternative stream, in order to arrange the multi-view picture, the multi-grid monitoring on your workstation. From version 3.5, we now have the possibility to enable 4 streams simultaneously. So how would that help? For example, you can still use the main stream with highest resolution for recording. You can use another stream for video analysis. with more decent resolution, with let's say lower resolution than at which you keep your recordings, and a separate stream for multi-grid picture and for mobile applications and for web application. How will this influence the load of your server, the load of your processor? So in the case of using several streams for different tasks, there will be a reduction in the load on your CPU. First of all, you will use Eocortex will use less consumption for decoding, as well as there will be different stream for intelligent modules, and it means that you will unload your processor as well, use video analysis on a lower resolution stream, and also lower resources for further encoding of the image to provide it to your mobile applications or to your client workstation. Let's take an example how this feature could be utilized by within the system, within the video surveillance systems. First of all, you will still have the mainstream, appoint the mainstream for recording, and you can keep that stream with highest resolution. Secondly, you can arrange additional streams specifically for intelligent modules for video analysis and make this stream with lower resolution. This way, the consumption of your server resources will go down. And you can arrange the third stream for multi-picture mode, or for mobile devices, or for web application. And we also arrange corresponding changes within the configuration of Eocortex, so you will be able to manage these 4 streams easily from one application. And you can already test it. The version is out there on the website. And I would like to remind you guys that with Eocortex, there is no any charge for updates. So all systems that were previously purchased and they are now operational on project sites, you can easily download the latest version of Eocortex from the website and install the updates right away, without any charge, without any subscription fees. And also corresponding modifications to the client application so that you can manage these streams within your client app. Right. The next set of developments is related to multiplatformity of Eocortex, or cross-platformity, as I mentioned before. As you know, apart from Windows-based applications, we also have the possibility to operate on Linux. And from version 3.5, we arranged the possibility for you to install client application on Linux. So how would that help? In case there is a question when Windows systems cannot be installed based on the requirements of certain end users, or certain partners simply use Linux for their systems as the major platform. So this will allow those installation companies, integration companies, and end users to enjoy the full functionality of Eocortex based on Linux, not only the server side, but also the client application as well. And once again, you may test it, request the license from us directly, or from your local supplier, the trial license for a certain amount of cameras, as many as you need to do tests on. The time frames, how long would you like to test it for, a week or 2, and send your request to us or to your local supplier, and we will arrange the trial license for you, which you can test on your server. Right. Now let's move forward. And the next set of developments is related to the ease of use of Eocortex. And it became easier to control the video footage, to monitor the video footage in your client application with the help of Fragment mode. With the Fragment mode, you can easily search for objects or for various scenes right on your timeline. So that is not an automatic search. That is, let's say, a manual search. You can simply scroll through the footage and find the necessary abstracts. Okay. Sorry for interruption, guys.
Sometimes there are situations that we need to find the moment.
The next development that I would like to highlight today is related to face recognition module. As you know, we have pretty good focus on the development of this module, and in every release, in every version, we introduce the improvements that are related to the module of face recognition. And what is included in the release of version 3.5? That is the possibility to make changes to groups of several people simultaneously within the database of your face recognition module. You can add or remove people by group within your database. You also will be able to sort the entries by date and alphabetically. You can also check for duplicates, whether there are any in your database, and easily delete them. You can also now search by photo and by using an additional field with credentials that you input, with data that you input in the profile that is created within the database. From version 3.5, you will also have the reports from the module of face recognition. You will be able to have the status of your database and easily understand how many people or how many profiles are there in your database, how many groups, how many profiles in each group. This information will be available to you within the module of face recognition, within the interface, as well as within the exported format, for example, in PDF file. All right, let's play a short video with technical description of this module and the feature that is included.
When you have only a dozen employees in the database of persons whom you know, appreciate and love, it is often not difficult to find the right database record. But if there are many times more records, the task of finding needed employees and identifying duplicates no longer seems so simple. It is the reason why the functionality of the face database has been expanded. So what can we do now with our face database that we could not do in previous versions? We can sort records by date of addition from newest to oldest, and vice versa. We can perform a similar sort alphabetically, from A to Z, and vice versa. For the complete version of face recognition model, it is now possible to search for records not only by text data, but also by photos. Also, for the complete version, it is now possible to search for duplicates in the database, if any, in order to remove unnecessary entries and avoid possible mistakes in automation scenarios execution. Now we can apply some actions at once to several records using group actions. Adding to groups, excluding from groups, and deleting several records from the database at once. And finally, now we can get statistical data in PDF format thanks to a completely new report in the interface of the face database. The functionality does not require additional system settings and will be available from the moment the system version is installed. We hope that with this update, using the face recognition model will become even more convenient for you. That's all I wanted to tell you about the revision of the face database at the moment. But that's not all I wanted to tell you about the updates to version 3.5. So I recommend watching the rest of the videos on the topic. Stay tuned.
All right, and one more video that we accidentally skipped, the video about the fragments mode.
Sometimes there are situations that we need to find the moment of the archive when something has changed in the image. An object disappeared or appeared, a door remained open, and so on. And for some reason, we cannot use analytics to respond to this event in a timely manner, and we have neither the strength or desire to view the entire archive even at high speed. What should we do then? Use fragment mode, that's what. Starting from version 3.5, Eocortex allows us to quickly view the archive by camera as a sequence of frames in order to be able to detect frame changes faster and localize the moment of this change. To access the fragments mode, you just need to select a camera, go to its archive, and select the fragments mode option in the context menu. Another way is to open the archive in expert mode and similarly switch to fragments mode via the context menu. It doesn't matter how you get there, the main thing is what you can do here. The function is quite easy to use and it will not be difficult to master it. Just set the time interval and set the length of the fragment, and the system will provide you with a sequence of frames to track changes in the zone. Did you find the right fragment? That's great. In this case, you can start playing it directly in the client or export this particular fragment by clicking on this small button. This mode does not require any settings and will become available immediately after installing version 3.5 for all cameras that have an archive being written. That's all I wanted to tell you about the fragments mode at the moment. But that's not all I wanted to tell you about the updates to version 3.5, so I recommend watching the rest of the videos on the topic. Stay tuned.
All right, guys, I think, yeah, I hope it was comprehensive enough. Yeah, please keep sharing your feedback within the chat box. For those who had issues with the volume, we have noted it. So we will send you the link to the recording of the webinar afterwards, and also the links to the videos that are stored on the YouTube. And you can take a look at those videos with better sound, I hope, and let us move forward to the next developments that are included into version 3.5. And these developments are related to Eocortex voice assistant, which is Eva. As you know, several versions ago, we've introduced this functionality within Eocortex, and this is our know-how feature. As far as we know, no other video management software has the possibility to arrange a voice assistant within its platform. So we are proud of our development, and we keep on improving it. And we would like to have your feedback, more of your feedback in regards to this functionality, in order to understand what other developments, what other features could be included into further versions. So let's take a look what can Eva do at the moment. First of all, you are able to execute the search and get the information about the person appearance within the field of view of camera. So if the person is enrolled into the database, you can search through event log, or you can actually execute the command to Eva voice command to provide you with information whenever this person appeared in your office, for example, or within the premises. Secondly, Eva can open any available camera within your system. So you can request that by voice and you'll get the image of the camera directly on your mobile application. Secondly, there is a solution that allows you to get notifications when a specific person appears within the field of view of camera. For example, if I'm searching for a colleague, if I would like to get hold of my colleague who is absent right now, who is not in the office, and I'm not sure, I don't know when will he come to the office, but I really need to talk to him to get notified whenever he is there, whenever he is in the office. So I can arrange the notification, which will be sent to me when this person appears in the field of view of camera live. Eva can also open up any available view, so not just the camera, but also the view of cameras. You can also easily manage your database within the face recognition module with help of Eva. You can create profiles, get the picture directly from your phone, the photo of your colleague of yourself, for example, if you would like to enroll yourself into the database. And you can assign this person into a specific group. You can also delete this person from a group, and also manage the entries within your database. So completely delete person from the database. So, and what are the novelties? What's new right now with within this feature, within Eva, with the version of 3.5? First of all, you're able now to get the information from your archive for a specific date and time. For example, show archive for 5 o'clock yesterday, and get the archive directly on your mobile application. You can also get same information for a specific date without appointing or specifying exact time, and you can also get into archive with help of Eva as well. Right, and the next part of the presentation will be held by my colleague Alexi. So I will give the floor to him right now.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? Please write in the chat. I'm waiting for you to tell me if you can hear me. All right, well, I'm seeing confirmations. All right, so hi everyone. My name is Alexi, and I'm here to show you a little bit something about the novelties of Eocortex of the version 3.5 when it comes to the video analytics. So let's begin by showing you the uniform detector module. And essentially what this is an updated hardhead detector module that we've had for 10 versions now, since 3.5 or 2.5, sorry. And what this does is it allows you to determine certain characteristics of a person in the frame. So it allows you to tell whether the person has a hard head on, whether they're wearing a vest, a safety vest, or anything of the like. And it also is able to tell whether somebody is wearing a uniform by color. So the module will give you an alarm if the clothes of the person in frame do not match the template that you have set in the configurator. So let's start by showing you a little bit about the module. So I'm going to open my demonstration here. Just a second. Yeah, I think it's working. Please write in the chat if you can see the Eocortex client with a few cameras running. All right, well, I can see that somebody, at least somebody can see it. So let's start by showing you how you can set up the module. So we go to the, so first we can see a few channels here. Those correspond with the channels that are open in the client. So this is the configurator, obviously. And here we can set up any module that we want, basically. So what we do is go to the uniform channel and take a look at how the uniform module is set up. So first you go to a channel that you want to set up, then you go to Analytics tab, you find the module that you're looking for. In this case, it's a uniform detector. You click on the settings button, and here you can see all the settings that are related to this module. So the first thing that you'll notice is that we are running 2 different modes. One will allow you to run the module without having a GPU, and the second one is related to the GPU. So if you have a powerful enough video card, you can run the module using that video card. That will enable you to have a much better accuracy, especially when it comes to people that are partially in frame. So if you have a good GPU, I would recommend that you select this option. But other than that, here you have a list of zones, each of which have their own set of attributes that the people in that zone should oblige. So here is the list of the requirements for this particular zone called alarm in the zone. Here you can see that the actual zone is the entire frame, and the list of requirements selected right now are first the presence of a hard hat, and second is the presence of a uniform. And the way you set up the uniform is you select this checkbox, and then you select the approximate color of the uniform that you would like to monitor. So anybody who's not wearing this color of uniform, well, let's say they're wearing like a red shirt, they will be tagged as well, somebody who's not obliging to the requirements. So let me show you a little bit of how that works. First of all, you can see this is the channel uniform that's running real time. Well, it's not exactly real time, it's a virtual camera, but still it's running continuously, popping new frames every second. So here you can see somebody who's not wearing a hard hat being tagged as somebody who's not wearing a hard hat. So if you want to see historical data on who wasn't wearing their uniform at certain periods of time, we can see that in the events tab here in the client. We go to events, we filter them out by intelligent modules. We select only, well, I mean, we can just apply all of them, but if you wanted to only see the events related to the uniform, you could do this and only see certain events that you want. But for simplicity purposes, we will just go through the events real quick. And so if we select a certain entry in the events journal, we can see that somebody wasn't wearing a hard hat in that frame, and yeah, they actually weren't wearing a hard hat. But then if we go to a uniform, we can see somebody who wasn't actually wearing the uniform. If you remember, we set up the color of the uniform to be, well, either black or dark gray. I don't remember exactly, but this certainly isn't one of those things. This is light gray at best. So this person, according to the module, is not wearing the specified color of the uniform, so they are tagged as as the violators of that rule. And this is what I wanted to show you about that module. So let's get back to the presentation real quick. Well, what this allows you to do is to be able to work with certain safety requirements that are imposed when it comes to, well, first of all, construction sites and other kind of production facilities, like different factories where you are actually required to wear a hard hat and sometimes a safety vest, depending on the situation. And in some places, you are also actually required to wear a certain kind of uniform, and this new uniform functionality is designed exactly for that. So let's move forward. If you have any questions, ask them in the question section, and our technical specialists will get back to you on that. Well, the next topic of the video analytics improvement is the all neural network based fire detector. You might say that, well, fire detectors aren't really a new thing, and in fact, Eocortex has had one for, I don't know, maybe like 7 years now. But what we've done in this version is port over this solution to the neural network based algorithm. And I would like to show you real quick what that does. But first of all, let's go over the list of why we did that. And first of all, the main point of why we actually made it the way we did is because the older algorithm was very prone to false alarms. And the new neural network-based one is actually tens of times better when it comes to false alarms, meaning it generates about 10 times as few false alarms as the older one. But also, not only does it generate fewer false alarms, it also has a higher accuracy, which means that it will detect fire where the older one couldn't. And we've estimated this number to be like 1.4 times the improvement, which means about 40% if we convert it to that. And the third point, which isn't probably as important, but still, we've improved the detection of the small fire areas, meaning if you have a fire that is very small in the frame, the new neural network-based algorithm has a better chance of detecting that particular fire. So let me show you that real quick as well. Let's go over back to the product. Here you can see the fire detector working, doing its thing. It can see the actual fire here in the barrel. I hope you can see that. I hope the quality of the stream is not too bad, and it can actually pick up the fire. Well, yeah, you can see it's even sometimes able to detect fire as small as as this part of the flame. So let me show you real quick how this is set up. So remember I mentioned that we've already had a fire detector module, and when you update to the new 3.5 version, the first thing you'll notice is that the fire will, if you had a fire detector, it will be working exactly the same, because when it comes to updating the settings, now we have two ways of detecting the fire. So basically we didn't remove the older algorithm, we've kept it along the new one, and now if you have a GPU, the video card, you can select the new neural network-based algorithm. If you don't, for some reason you want to use the legacy version of the fire detector, you can still do that. It's fine. But we definitely recommend that you switch to the newer algorithm, but it requires a GPU to be running perfectly fine, because if you run it on a processor, it will take quite a large chunk of your system's resources, which isn't ideal. So GPU is in order to use that module. So that's really everything I would like to show you about that module, but let's go real quick in the events journal. Here, the same way we can see that the fire was detected by the fire detection module. Let's show that frame, and well, here it is. It is a fire, and no actual false alarms as far as I can see. All right, well, that's it about the fire detector. Let's move on. All right, well, not only do we create new types of video analytics and add neural network-based functionality to some of other, sometimes we also improve existing functionality. So we've had the tracking module before. We've had it based on neural networks for quite some time now, since version 3.2, if I remember correctly. But what we've done with 3.5 is we've added an explicit filter in order for you to be able to filter out specific objects based on their class. Well, class is basically a category. Here you can see that, well, it says here that you can filter by category. The module detects specific objects, people, different types of vehicles, and also animals. And let's just get back to the product real quick, and I'll show you how that's done. All right, moving on back to the configurator. Here we have a channel that has tracking name on it. It's exactly the same way. We go to the tracking module, and here we can see the two available options to select the objects being tracked. The first one, only those in motion, which is the older legacy algorithm based on motion detector, which enables you to track the objects but not filter them out by category. And in order to be able to use the new functionality, what you have to do is to select the filter by category option. And then you may see a slightly familiar interface. If you remember, the uniform detector module had something that's almost the same as this. However, this works a little bit differently. So here we can see, we can add certain alarm zone. It may be a line, intersection, that's fine as well. But we're working with moving within a zone today. So you can see we've selected the zone, that is this lower part of the frame right here. And what we've done is selected the categories that we will treat as alarm categories. So basically what I've done is selected the vehicles, and you can also select specific types of vehicles, but I didn't do that here. And what this does is it will trigger an alarm only whenever an object from this category is passing through the zone. So basically, if a person comes through the zone, nothing happens. It's fine. Everything is going according to plan, basically. But if a vehicle comes through the zone and is detected within that zone, an alarm will be triggered, or rather an event will be triggered in the system. And let's see how that works. Here's that tracking. Oh, yeah, there it is right here in real time. Yeah, you can see that a car went through that zone at exactly that point in time, and the zone turned red for a second, signifying that the alarm has happened. And here you can see that a person is walking through that zone and nothing really is happening. Let's get to the old familiar journal real quick. Let's find something that says tracking on it, and let's see that particular event as it happened. Yeah, here it is. So there's that car. There it is passing through the zone, and there it is, the event that tells us that this thing that we wanted to observe has actually happened. All right, that's about it. Let's now move on to something else. Well, I would also like to say that with this kind of filtering setup, we can detect a few types of vehicles. As you have seen in the configurator, it's regular passenger cars, it's buses, and trucks, and motorcycles. Actually, bicycles as well, but they're actually kind of intersected with motorcycles a little bit. All right. And besides some analytic modules, we also have some new integrations here at hand. The first one is the integration with point-of-sale terminals. I'm sure most of you know what point-of-sale terminal is, but in case you don't, it's something that is able to print receipts, and it's basically a point of sale. So it's it's a cash box basically. So what we've done is we've created an integration with the available POS solutions on the market. And now what this allows you to do is to get receipts as text from POS terminals in the client. It also allows you to actually view the receipts in real time. It allows you to store those receipts in the archive, your Eocortex archive. It allows you to search for those receipts and use them in event scenarios. So basically everything that's related to receiving a check, you can do with it. You can store it, you can view it, you can create certain automations based on it, and you can actually just use the POS terminal through Eocortex basically. But since showing POS terminal setup requires quite a bit of work, I'm just going to show you the pre-recorded video that will tell you everything you need to know about this new integration. So bear with me for a little bit. I don't know if the quality of the sound will be good enough. I hope so, but if it's not, well, then again, you can go to YouTube and watch the original video. We'll provide you with all the necessary links, but yeah, let's start with the video right here.
Let's imagine a situation. A conflict in the store. The buyer says that there is a product in his receipt that he did not purchase. At the same time, he does not have a receipt with him, he does not remember the exact time of purchase, and the only thing he can tell is which goods were exactly bought by him. Previously, you would have had to look through a fairly significant part of the archive to find the fragment we need. But since version 3.5, Eocortex has added support for receiving messages from POS. Now it's enough for you to view the transaction log by camera and sort the receipts if necessary to quickly find the right transaction and see from the records whether there was a product or not. You can set several filters at once and upload only those transactions that may be relevant to the situation. Additionally, the interface has the ability to monitor the messages received in real time, in the interface of the client application by pressing a new button. The text display parameters can be changed for greater ease of use. The new parameters will be applied to the next received message. How do I set up this integration? Firstly, I should inform you that this integration requires an additional license called Post-Terminal Integration Modules, and the number of licenses should correspond to the number of terminals that you want to connect. Secondly, connection is possible only according to the scheme one-to-one or one-to-many, one post terminal per one camera. Yes, you can connect multiple cameras to one terminal, but only one terminal can be connected to the camera. In order to enable integration, we need to go to the Automation section and select the Integrations tab, where a new settings element is waiting for us. Activate it and go to the settings. Here we need to specify the IP address and data port of the terminal. If necessary, you can change the message code in settings, if your terminal works only with a specific one. This is already enough to receive messages in real time, but in order to allow the system to divide the text stream into separate transactions and save each transaction separately, we need to additionally set the beginning and the end of the transaction on the Processing of Receipts tab. Just specify some keywords or combinations of characters that indicate the beginning and the end of the receipt, like welcome and have a nice day. And the connection setup from Eocortex site is ready. You can immediately check the correctness of the connection using the connect button. If it gives you an error, it means that something is wrong with the settings. For example, the network port is specified incorrectly. If you want to carry out some reactions to certain lines of the receipt, for example, the sale of tobacco, alcohol, or other types of goods that must be controlled, you can configure an automation script with the necessary actions and parameters by the type of event named line from post terminal received. Technically, this integration allows you to receive data not only from POS, but also from ATMs, payment terminals, and other devices capable of sending text information when used. That's all I wanted to tell you about the integration with POS at the moment, but that's not all I wanted to tell you about the updates to version 3.5, so I recommend watching the rest of the videos on the topic. Stay tuned.
All right, I'm back. I hope the quality in that video wasn't too bad. All right, right in the chat, could you hear the sound at all? Was it better this time? And while you do that, I'm going to tell you about the new integration, another one. And this time it's with the new access control system. It's called Suprema Biostar. According to our sources, this particular access control system is fairly popular around the globe. And so we've added this one to our long list of existing access control system integrations. In case you are curious, I can really quickly show you the list of all the other available integrations. If I can do this real quick, integrations. All right, there it is. All right, so here we can see Suprema Biostar 2, along with a few other integrations. So POS terminal, as you can see, and a bunch of other access control systems and other security type systems. And I'm sure we'll be adding many more in the future. But for now, the new one is the Suprema Biostar. So once again, if you have a project that is related to this particular access control system, you're welcome to use it within Eocortex, starting with version 3.5. Okay, let's move on to the to another topic. As you may know, those of you who have worked with us previously, we actually favor using our own video analytics for analyzing the video. However, in order to work with more projects and satisfy more partners, what we've done is we've integrated some of the video analytics that are built in certain cameras. Here it's HiWatch and HiWatch cameras, and Also, you can see the list of the modules that are available within these cameras that we've integrated. And now, if you have a camera made by one of these two companies, and the camera has some of those video analytics within the device, you can use it seamlessly within Eocortex if you choose to do so. Now, moving on to some other topics like the mobile and web. What we've done is we've added some functionality to our web client, namely the ability to show the interface of the face recognition module. And in order to show you what we've done, what I'm going to do is actually open up back my computer. Here you can see the desktop client, Windows. It is Windows. Here you can see the face recognition module. Right now there's nobody passing, but trust me, there have been quite a few people. And now, in order to show you how the integration, well, not integration, but the update works, I'm going to open a completely different virtual machine based on Ubuntu version, or whatever version this is. I think it's 18. Yeah, it is. And what I'm going to do is actually open a new browser window within this completely different system. Wait for the browser to open. This is going to take a bit of time. Oh, sorry, I'm being told that I haven't shared my screen. I'm sorry. Okay, well, right now you can see the, let's do this again, all right? Here we can see the Windows-based desktop client. You can see all the modules that you could see back like a few minutes ago. And here you can see face recognition module that has been running smoothly so far. Nobody is passing right now, but there have been quite a few people. If we take a look, we can see that somebody's been passing in the last couple minutes. And all right, what we do is we actually open a completely different machine. That is the Ubuntu-based virtual machine. We go to a very particular address that is actually my last name. And what we can see right now is the Eocortex web client. And if we open that, well, what we see is exactly the same thing as in the desktop client, which is actually an update for us, because previously in version 3.4, you couldn't see this interface. All right, well, the people coming, let's take a look. And you can see that both the machines, they actually update almost somewhat simultaneously. So now if you don't want to use the desktop client for some reason, or maybe like if you're running a Mac OS or something, then you can open up the web client and work with face recognition module, just like with any other kind of client, like the the desktop client over here. Okay, there's that. Let's stop sharing for a second, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the new function called the guess maps in the mobile app. So what this allows you to do is basically to use the map functionality, control all of your cameras wherever they are. They may be situated, in all different places around a city or even a country. But with that function, you can quickly choose those cameras, watch the feed from them, and do a few other things that guess maps can do. So if you want to try that out, download the mobile app, version 3.5 and higher, maybe in the future, and then you will be able to use the guess maps functionality as long as you've set up the system accordingly. It's free for everyone, obviously. And then let's move on to something else. What this something else is a completely new product that we would like to call a union. It's a new solution for distributed systems, and let me tell you a little bit about that. So the union is a platform that will allow you to actually unite any number of independent Eocortex systems into one global system. It allows you to access that particular united system from anywhere in the world, administer it and monitor everything via a common web interface. So what the main difference between like regular multi-server setup and this particular kind of setup is that without Union, you might have different multi-server systems all around the world. Like for instance, say you have 70 cameras in a supermarket in the United States that are actually distributed across, like say 7 servers, 10 cameras per server, and then you have some other systems that are all around the world. And without Union, previously, you couldn't really do much administration without having to resort to some third-party methods and the like. But now, with 3.5 and the Union, what you can do is actually have a united common web interface that will allow you to actually monitor everything, all of the systems at once, and control those systems from a single point, which is basically the greatest thing that one can think of when it comes to quite a few systems that are distributed around the world. Well, if we turn it into short points, the first thing is the independent systems called units. Those are the actual systems. Well, like maybe they could be like, a single server, they could be multi-server systems, they could be, something like districts, cities, companies, branches, you name it. Whatever you decide to turn into a unit and use as a separate system will be called, basically be the founding block of what we are working with in Union. So what you do is you take and create a bunch of these units, a bunch of these distributed systems. Then what you do is you unite them to a common system. And the good thing is that, unlike previously, Union can work with different licenses all at once. Let's say, for instance, you've got a system that works based on the ST license. You got another that works on Enterprise, and a third one that works on Ultra. With Union, you can combine all three and manage them all completely from the same place, even though they have different kind of licenses, which is a great thing in my opinion. But then the great thing about Union is that what you can do is actually very easily upscale your system. So once you've added a few units, it doesn't really take any time to add one or actually a few more ones into the common web interface. So everything stays in control. Well, here we've illustrated a little bit about how we actually see the Union being implemented in the real world. So what you can do is actually set up a monitoring center for having your users' systems, for instance, running completely separately, but you will have all the control on monitoring those systems and probably even administering a little bit. Then it will be very beneficial for all the other kind of applications, like safe city, or maybe a safe region. It will be great for security providers because they will have a single point of access to completely different systems that by itself may be hidden behind a net or something. And then if you talk about smaller kind of completely independent points like cafe or restaurant chains, a single system may represent a single point, like a single cafe site. And then what you can do is to combine all of those sites into one system under the control of Union. And now I guess I give the floor back to Pavel, because as we said before, Dmitry couldn't make it today. So thank you guys for listening, and here you go, Pavel.
Thank you, Alexi. Thanks a lot for your informative description of the novelties of Eocortex version 3.5 and the cool demo. All right, we'll proceed further, and we're just about to start with the promotions, end-of-year promotions by Eocortex and the giveaway. But before doing that, I would like to summarize, just a brief summary. So far, there are 16 features that are included in the version 3.5, which is, as I mentioned before, the final release before the end of year 2021. It is already available on our website, so free to download, free to test it, try all these features, try all the novelties, and give us your feedback. It will be really useful for us to understand what else could we improve, and also provide us with information about what would you like to have in Eocortex in further versions. That would be pretty useful as well. And all these developments, it is a result of the teamwork. So not just the teamwork within Eocortex company and within the Eocortex product, which is our development team. Obviously, several development teams that work on video analysis, that work on the core product, which is video management software, and other departments, as well as the product management. This is your work, guys, as well, because we develop our product in basically based on the requirements that we receive from the markets, from international markets. So those partners who work with Eocortex and who provide us with their feedback about the features of our product, about the convenience, what could be improved, what else could be integrated to make it more comfortable, more flexible, to work with Eocortex and combine it with other systems. So we develop our product based on this information that we receive from you guys. So thanks a lot for being our partners, for cooperating with us, and for providing your opinion, your feedback on our product. So keep doing that. And once again, you have a great chance right now to share your ideas, to share your the requirements in your current, past, or future projects that could be related to video surveillance systems and video management software and artificial intelligence. Since Alexi is the head of the group who works on developing intelligent modules, it would be useful to get information from you guys what other modules could be handy for you to improve your operations with installing, integrating, delivering video management software and advanced analytics to your customers. So keep sharing information, and you can also let us know what kind of tasks you have in your current projects. We will be happy to support you with our pre-sale engineer as well. So keep sending information to question section. I see that the questions are being answered by my colleague Roman, who is the pre-sale engineer of Eocortex. He's the one who works on projects, arranging solutions by Eocortex. So he's the correct guy to provide you with answers to your questions and your feedback, your ideas into the chat. So, okay. Those who will get licenses according to this giveaway, congrats, guys. Those who did not win this time, don't worry. First of all, you're free to request for the time-limited license from Eocortex and try all the new features. Also use it for your demo stand and for your demonstrations, proof of concept, and etc. for your projects. And there will be other opportunities in future. You also do have information about the novelties of version 3.5. Please consider how you could benefit from these new developments, how you could win projects with these developments, and in the support of that, you will have special promotions of Eocortex which are active until the end of this year. The start packages which you can buy, also the discount, the high discounts on licenses, enterprise, ultra, and upgrades at half a charge only. So thank you for visiting this webinar. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for being active and taking part in the questionnaire and in the giveaway. We really appreciate your cooperation. So we'll see you next time during the next release or at another webinar, which we may also have during this year, but which will be related to different topics rather than the release of the version. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed today's event, and see you next time. Bye.
Hi, it's me, and I am fast. I'm strong. I am secure. And I am new opportunities. I'm the path to the next level. I'm the new version of Eocortex 3.5. Eva, notify me when the new version is released.
Eocortex 3.5 is already on the website.
Eocortex 3.5. It's time to win together.